All right, child. So listen, let's go ahead and get into our Real Housewives of Atlanta review, child. Yes, and I got some thoughts. I got some things I want to say. We probably not gonna agree, but I guarantee you it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. I promise it's gonna be okay. Listen, we are 3 episodes into this new Sweet 16 season, and I have to say, I am enjoying the season. Okay. And if I'm honest with y'all, I already do somewhat have two faves, Shamia and Angela, and they going back and forth. It's cute, girl. Let's get into it. Again, listen, we have our faves, we have our people that we do like, that we do cherish or care for on these shows. So let's just go ahead and get into the things of the things of the things. So this is season 16, episode 3. Okay. This is Chef Don Don's recap and review. Honey, let's go ahead and get in it. So listen, we open up the show with Britt and her husband. I can't lie to y'all. Britt and her husband are definitely giving me weird vibes. But again, that's just me. So she is happy that the in-laws are coming over. The in-laws she hasn't seen. Now I've noticed, and honey, she got a personal assistant that's running around, uh, talking and doing all of the things, and his name is Ruben. Okay. Now Britt tells us that she used to be a video vixen back in her high school days. Ma'am, I don't think that ate like you thought it did. I really don't. I don't think that ate like you thought it was gonna eat. It didn't do what you thought it was gonna do. But I mean, go off, honey, if this is the way you feel. But she lets us know she was a video vixen. And the producers asked her, did she date Rick Ross? She says she did, back in her days, that's what she did. Now, Rick Ross got a whole bunch of baby mamas, and people keep asking, how many baby mamas Rick Ross got? A whole bunch of them. Okay, we can answer that question for you without having to go through the things of the things, okay? Because just on Wags, he got baby mamas over there too, child. Baby mamas everywhere. So she then gets to talking about her dad and how she lost her dad when she lost her dad, and unfortunately, she had to ask or put up a GoFundMe to get funds to bury him or to put him away, and that's what really made her and inspired her to open up her own insurance company. I really do like that about her. She's a boss with the insurance stuff, but child, we're gonna see what the rest of the season is gonna give because Shamia said that the girl was making fun of her baby, and also Kenya said that she had to protect Brooklyn. So I don't know what Britt got going on and what's happening, but oh, Britt, child, girl, okay. Let's keep going, honey. So then we get into a meetup with Kelly and Portia. Um, I don't know, y'all. I don't know why this gave me kind of like Claudia a little bit. Something I don't know. This just gave me weird. So listen, let me finna get ready to say Claudia and Portia. Kelly and Portia meet up, right? And they're having this conversation. Now, remember, when they was at Shamia's birthday party, the reason why they went to the last room that they went to was so that Kelly and Portia could talk. But Portia then decides to spill the moment to go in on Drew. Okay, so I just found all this interesting, right? So, uh, Portia is once again really not having Shamia back because I feel like Shamia, was not coming to you like that. Shamia was not coming to you like that. And regardless of what Kelly says, and again, I feel like this was fake of Kelly, you did mean it the way you said it, regardless of if it was a question that everybody wanted to know the answer to. You said it that way, and that's how it came off. So I don't think that Shamia was wrong for what she did. And then Portia goes into this thing saying, oh my God, my friend wanted to ambush me. She wanted me to get ambushed. You know that's not what that was, Portia. And Portia, I just don't like the way you treated Shamia, but we're gonna get a little bit further into that. And again, she's basing that off of that, and that's not what that is. Listen, I don't now here's the thing, right? She feels some type of way because Shamia said that she should approach Portia at Shamia's party, right? And so she's saying, well, if I'm your friend, why would you want her to pop up on me and ask me these questions? I feel like it's an ambush. Girl, bye. Okay, so then we get a scene from Drew actually at the studio. She's working on her album, and Cynthia, Angela, and Kenya show up to have a conversation with Drew. They get to talking about divorce, and then they asked Angela how she got with Charles. She said they met each other because they lived in the same apartment complex. He held the elevator open and asked for her number, and it was up and stuck from there in a good way. So then Drew asked the ladies if they wanted some water. And then Kenya asked the question, have you talked to Portia about the whole Dennis thing? Have you talked to Dennis about the whole Portia thing? And Drew acts like she don't hear Kenya. Okay. And she absolutely heard what Kenya said. Now, Drew, I would have to say this. I like you. I do. But you be acting shocked like you don't be knowing what's going on. And you do. I have to agree with Portia on that one. Girl, you do be acting like you shocked and you don't know what's going on, and you know absolutely what's going on. Okay. Now, the producers are gonna get Drew every time they play this flashback, right? Because Drew starts to speak on what her and Dennis got going on, right? And so they play this flashback because Drew say we don't talk on the phone. Baby, I'd be darned if production them flashback Drew talking to her on the talking to Dennis on the phone, and Dennis' number is saved. This Dennis bro, child. I was like, listen, this is just girl. I cannot. So then we get this other scene, child. Okay, well, I'm sorry, they still sitting there, and she says that they have nothing but a strict business relationship. Now, Drew says that she always felt like the girls in this group came against her. And King was like, girl, what we're not going to do is this victim thing because you were wrong for what you did. Now, Drew, I have to be honest with you. I'm with Cynthia. You should have picked up the phone and called your friend, especially if you felt like you and your friend had this good basis of a relationship. You working with her, I think it hits a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just hit different. You should have just picked up the phone, and then you wouldn't be in the space that y'all in, which is what makes me believe that this is a storyline that they kind of in with each other on. That's just how I feel. That's just how I feel. So then, honey, Kenya was like, girl, you cannot be the victim. And so then the girl Drew with that face acting like she's shocked and stuff. And so Drew says that Dennis is very professional, and Kenya says, while you are being looked at as a whore, okay, they thinking you are a whore, okay? And so she was like, a whore, yes. People making it seem like you sleeping around. And that was another thing they was saying. They was juggling around the fact that Shamia said that they was screwing around. Now, Shamia did ask if they was dating. Now, if that means, don't that mean two different things? If you say, was y'all dating, or if you say, did y'all sleep together? There's a difference there. I don't really think that that was what it boiled down to, was that they said, oh my, that Shamia said, oh my God, they sleeping together. I didn't get that. Maybe I missed that. But anyway, we then get a scene. Well, in this same scene, Drew says that Portia reached out to her and said that they need to talk. So, and it was a day after Shamia's party. So Shamia is having a conversation with her sisters. I believe they're really supportive. She's talking about the ups and downs that she's having with the baby. And I agree with the sisters where the sister says that the baby is just always happy and smiling, because these scenes that we see of the baby, that's literally what we see. We see the baby smiling and happy. So I get what Shamia's going through, though. I understand how rough that can be. You know what I mean? So then we get a scene from Angela unloading a truck, and her husband shows up 20 minutes later. She's letting us know that she's doing this to try to show Charles a certain way. I believe Charles is just straight old school. And I like Angela. I do like Angela. I'm not gonna hold you. I like Angela. Okay. So then we get a scene from Drew meeting up with her attorney and hearing what happened with Ralph's lawyer not showing up to the latest hearing that they had right before they filmed this scene. And he was cross-examining her. Now they filed for divorce in February of 2023, so it's definitely been 2 years. The attorney says that they originally want Ralph out of the home so that they can sell the home, but the judge did request for him to live in the basement to separate the two of them. Now Ralph has not turned in his finances. And then she states that um right now, or at the time, the divorce documents were sealed. Well, unfortunately, they are going to be unsealed. And so Drew asked, what does that consist of? It consists of the fact that they see that uh Ralph is allegedly a serial cheater. He's sexting other women. He's kind of taking money from the accounts. He's tracking her. He's, low key stalking her, allegedly, according to her. And all of that was private, but now it is about to be unsealed, and everybody will then be able to see it. I mean, she's still in luck, because even while the show is on right now, I believe everything is sealed, because if it wasn't sealed, it would be out by now. Okay. So then, and this just goes to show you that Ralph is a dog, baby. So then we get Kelly. Oh, I'm sorry. Then we get a scene from Miss Diane and Portia. Okay. Um, they are having a conversation. Diane says that she thought that Simon would be a protector for Portia. Portia says that there was a difference between her first marriage and her second marriage. She also stated too that per Simon's culture, you go to the family for them to intervene. Over here, of course, you go through the courts in order to figure out what you're going to do. Sometimes they think that maybe when you're dealing with attorneys that you can just talk amongst yourselves and try to figure it out, but unfortunately it didn't work that way. So she's basically saying that his family did not want to get involved, and they wanted her to continue to go through with the legal process. Now, if that's true, Simon, child, I don't know about that. Okay, that's a little weird, but anyway, let's move on. The child, I thought, wow. So they are getting ready for Kelly's event. Okay, Kelly is partnering with is it Ballman? Some y'all gonna check me in the chat about it. But she has teamed up with them. They make clothes and purses and bags and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So the ladies show up, Kenya show up, uh uh Angela shows up. So they show up, and then child, we see Portia. So Portia, Kenya says, I'm surprised to see you, girl. Portia was like, well, you know that me and Drew, we share the same makeup artist. And, this is like a 15-minute beat. But this is what I can't seem to understand. Shamia is your whole entire friend, and you missed her entire birthday party because you were still getting glam. You said that your mama lived and you was girl, you made every excuse. But here you can be on time for something for Kelly when girl, I don't know, that's backwards to me. So Kelly gets up and she tells her experience about there is a certain disease that her daughters have, unfortunately, that has that she's doing this to partner with this big company so that they can bring awareness to what this is. She also explains, and she gets emotional about how they were stuck in Baltimore for over a month because the doctors thought that she was abusing her child, but her child had a condition that unfortunately, she was able to then get the diagnosis of the actual condition. So while they're there at this event, honey child, Drew and her sister show up. Okay, Allison shows up. Now we know Allison rides for Drew Sidora. Okay, as you should for your sister. I mean, you should. You should. It should never be a time where you really shouldn't be taking up for your people like that. So okay, so in the last episode, y'all know that Shamia walked off, blase about a conversation. And again, this is where I say she has too much loyalty to Portia, because the things that she's wanting to do, Portia would never do those for her. Okay, let's be very clear. Portia would never do those things for her. So they're having a conversation, right? And Angela tries to walk up, because she asked Cynthia, do you think it's a good time? Blase. I'm pretty sure production cut some of that. But basically she walks up to Shamia and was like, we kind of got off to the wrong start. And then Shamia is giving attitude. Shamia, you was giving a lot in that moment. I still like you, girl, but you was giving a lot. I felt like what you was giving was absolutely unnecessary, because again, you out here caping for somebody who really don't see it for you like that. Okay. This is the same person that says that they felt like you were setting them up to be ambushed. Okay. So while we riding for this particular situation, you can hug it out with Drew. There's no issue there. But then you got an issue with Angela. I get it. It's reality TV and you got to do this kind of stuff to keep things going. But I kind of feel like it's misplaced. And I feel like Angela and Shamia probably will end up being best of friends, in a sense to where they probably have a little bit more in common than what they think they have in common. You know what I mean? I felt like that was a lot. So they started to talk about each other's noses and each other's looks. Shamia said that she looked like the Jacksons and she needs to tape down her nose. And Angela said, well, you need to get your nose out of Portia's butt. And girl, they was just going back and forth with the shade with each other with this. And to me, again, I felt like, and y'all may not agree with me, and that is okay, I promise, but I felt like Shamia was given a lot extra than what was needed in that moment. Now, a lot of people, she's calling Shamia, Angela's calling Shamia a mean girl, but I would like to know y'all thoughts about it. Do y'all think Shamia's giving mean girl? I don't think she was giving mean girl, but I do think she was giving a lot that wasn't necessary at that particular time with the situation. Okay. So then, child, we get this scene where Drew tries to approach Portia. Now, Drew, I'm going to say this one thing. Your sister not on the show. And I don't think there's anything wrong with your sister coming out here taking up for you. But the one thing that I don't think would have been fair is what Portia actually said, that two people would be against one person, because you did bring your sister intentionally to approach Portia. And I think that was not cool. I do think that y'all should have talked about that amongst yourselves. Because if you weren't going to bring Dennis and Dennis have a conversation with Portia, it surely shouldn't have been your sister. You know what I'm saying? Now, I do know that Allison did call Portia out recently when Portia was on the Breakfast Club about some stuff that she was saying. But just in my opinion, again, this is just my opinion, I don't think that was cool. I don't think that was cool. I really don't. But again, that was just me. I just didn't find that cool. But then again, Portia, girl, listen. It's just, to me, it's a lot. It's a lot. I'm definitely going to be interested in seeing how this dynamic keeps turning, how things keep going, because girl, it's a lot. Okay, it's a lot. Anyway, y'all, this was episode 3 of season 16. I absolutely do enjoy these ladies. I don't know what's gonna happen when it comes to Brit Edie. I'm not sure about that, because the whole Brit thing, it seems to be a lot. So I don't know how that's gonna turn out. what I do see in the next episode is that Britt and Kenya is going to get into it when Kenya invite the ladies to her grand opening. So I'm not sure, y'all, how this is going to turn out. But listen, I want y'all to leave y'all thoughts down in the comment section below. I just wanted to make sure, again, that we have this conversation. And with that being said, y'all, I really hope that you guys have an amazing, amazing rest of your day, honey. And again, drop down, rate the episode. If I had to give it a rating, I'm gonna rate the episode of like an 8.5. I wasn't that well. I think that's too generous. I'm gonna give it a 7.9. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give it a 7.9. How about that? A 7.9. But rate the episode. Let me know what you guys think down below. Let me know who you're feeling so far, who you're not feeling so far, and let's go from there. With that being said, thank y'all for tuning in so much to my review. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will be sure to catch you guys in the next video. Peace, boo.